Luís Figo, one of the biggest Portuguese football players of all time. The right winger had a successful spell in Portugal, Spain and Italy in the late 1990s and early 2000s that cemented his legacy as one of the best midfielders of all time. While there are many big highlights in Figo's career, the biggest highlight and the incident for which the midfielder is always remembered is his controversial transfer from Barcelona to Real Madrid in the summer of 2000. The transfer is considered one of the most shocking moves of all time. It is often discussed among fans and experts in the football community. The transfer added another layer to the hatred and heated rivalry between Barcelona and Real Madrid. Florentino Perez used Luís Figo to become Real Madrid's president. In the late 1990s, Barcelona was in financial difficulties. They were struggling to match the demands of their star players, which included Luís Figo. The winger's agent wanted to make Figo the highest paid player in the world. On the other side of the country, Real Madrid was looking to make their stronghold in Europe with a big signing. He surprised us all, says Francesc Arnau, who played in the goal for Barca at the time. There had been a lot of silence, but it was just the way football is. That's the way life is. One goes, another comes to replace him. Before the transfer, a rumor was spreading in Spain that the presidential candidate Florentino Perez had a signed pre-contract with Figo and the winger would join Real Madrid if Perez won the upcoming election and became president. Perez announced to Real Madrid's 84,000 members that if he failed to sign Figo as a president, he would return their annual membership and they could watch the upcoming season for free, which is ridiculous. The solid pitch worked and Perez became the president of Real Madrid. Following the election, Perez fulfilled his promise and Figo signed for Real Madrid for a world record fee of 62 million euros. Real Madrid fans didn't want to buy Figo to love him. No, we will buy one of those coolers, just to prove to ourselves that we can do it, to exercise our power. But deep inside we despise this guy because he's a traitor. We will buy him just for the sake of the opposition. Figo returned to Camp Nou almost 3 months later as a Real Madrid player. Bodyguards were detailed to look after him. As he ambled around the pitch before kickoff, Figo plugged his ears with his fingers in a vain attempt to block out the hatred directed at him.
Sí, la verdad que ha habido muchísimos jugadores que han pasado del Barça luego al Madrid, desde el Outlook, pero bueno, como esta es impresionante.
Ahí vemos a Luís Figo, el gesto serio.
During the match, missiles rained down on him, including coins, mobile phones, house bricks and bicycle chains. I didn't care much for the atmosphere, Figo told Bleacher Sport. I knew it was going to be bad, partly because the media created it that way. Fans are people who don't have their own opinions. Many times, masses are moved by the opinion of others, in this case, the media. It's all about business. In the end, the press generated everything. I see it that way because the media always wants to take advantage of the situation. It seems their efforts fell on deaf ears. When Figo returned again to play in the Clásico at the Camp Nou in November 2002, the reception for him was uglier than 2 years earlier. The atmosphere was more primal, the noise and the disagreement even worse. Play had to be abandoned midway through the second half for 16 minutes because of the difficulty Figo had in taking corners, and some of the players, like Fernando Hierro and Carlos Puyol, were saying it was a disgrace, somebody had to calm the fans down. According to Salgado, one hooligan threw a knife at Figo as he went up to take a corner. As Figo went to take another corner, a fan threw a pig's head on the pitch. Everybody remembers the match because of the pig's head. Florentino Perez used loopholes in FIFA's rules to sign a pre-contract with Luís Figo. It was later revealed that the fact that Perez wasn't linked with any club at the time when he signed the contract with Figo's agent allowing him to escape any punishment from FIFA for breaching the rules regarding players' contracts. Years later, Figo revealed that he held himself responsible for the transfer. As a measure for the future, he stopped working with his agent. A year after the controversial move, he stated in an interview with The Guardian, "I'm the one responsible for it, for my actions. The decision to pull him from that responsibility is mine alone, and a year later I stopped working with my agent." The transfer and the whole story behind it, it was a full drama and excitement. The transfer story has been covered in a Netflix documentary titled El Caso Figo, or The Figo Affair. It offers all the insight from all the stakeholders that were involved in the transfer. The documentary perfectly captures the pain of Barcelona of losing their prized possession and a player that welcomed with open arms. On the other hand, it also depicts the joy and excitement that Real Madrid fans felt after landing the best player in the world from their biggest rival. Figo left Real Madrid in 2005 after his contract ran out with the club. The winger joined Real Madrid when he was 28 years old. Figo was 33 years old in 2005, and the Spanish club wanted to move on from the winger who was moving away from his prime. Perez didn't offer a new contract to Figo, which allowed him to move away as a free agent. Florentino Perez had a strong influence on the squad of Real Madrid and wasn't in favor of the players who were there in their 30s. These are some of the factors that pushed their star signing away from the club. Perez continued his Galacticos experiment by signing Robinho from Brazil in the summer of 2005. Figo moved on from Real Madrid to Inter Milan, where he played until 2009 before retiring from the sport. He played 140 matches for the Italian side in 4 seasons. He won 7 major trophies with the club, including 4 Serie A titles. What do you think? Is Luis Figo the biggest traitor in football history? Make sure to comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and like for more.